And that has been the story of Caleb, who is a wheelchair basketballer in multiple wheelchair sports. That is where he competes in. Well, welcome to Sports Check. Time for us to have our first conversation. And this is about the East Africa Community Interparliamentary Games that are going to be hosted here in Kenya. And as I get to introduce my guest, let me also introduce my sign language interpreter, who is Anne Wangeshi. In studio with me, two people who are making sure that Kenya is ready to host 8 other countries from the region. Somalia, the newest member of the East African Community, is going to be here. South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, and also you've got the Democratic Republic of Congo, all coming together to celebrate the sporting prowess of the parliamentarians from these countries. In studio with me on my immediate left is the county MP for Vihiga County, the Honorable Beatrice Adagala. Karibu.
Thank you. And
also we have got the Honorable Dr. Robert Pukose, who's also the chair of the Departmental Committee on Health at the National Assembly.
Thank you.
All right.
Good morning.
And good morning. So I'll start with you, Honorable Adagala. Let's go straight to this. And, the whole process of Kenya, getting selected to host the East African Community Parliamentary Games and how you have been gearing up towards this.
Thank you very much. The East African Games, the parliamentary ones are done every year towards the month of December as we close for the long recess. Members normally are very busy both on the ground and in parliament. So this becomes a relaxing moment whereby nearly all the East African countries are, they meet and we do bonding, we do games. It's normally known as, mostly people normally say that we do strengthening, widening, and deepening of the East Africa spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, so now it's the turn for Kenya to host. Last time, I think we were in which country?
We were in Rwanda.
We were in Rwanda, and now it's the time for Kenya to host. Yeah.
Honorable Dr. Pukose, Kenya, the preparations for this, because, we've seen the delegations going down. You're working together with the county government of Mombasa. And also, you have got, so we've seen Governor Abdul Swamad, involved in this. What has been the preparation story for Kenya as we gear up to host the game starting Saturday?
Thank you very much, and good morning, viewers. The East African Legislative Assembly Games are held annually, and it's rotational, as my colleague has put it, where each country hosts it. Every year we decide, the speakers panel decides which country is going to host. And therefore this year it is the Kenyan opportunity to host these games. These games bring all of us together, and there are benefits for the town that is going to host, because you have feasters who are coming in and they'll be sleeping in hotels, they'll be eating food, they'll be buying many things. So in this year, when Kenya is hosting it, we are hosting it in Mombasa. And therefore, the county government of Mombasa, under his governorship of Honorable Abdul Samad, has been part of the preparations in terms of provision of the fields, Baraki, and also other fields for training and for competition. And therefore, even the golf will also be having, there'll be many games. We'll have golf, we'll have football, we have athletics, we have darts, we have basketball, we have netball, and we have volleyball. So in these games are going to be held in different fields. And therefore, both the county government of Mombasa and our ministry, led by CS Chirchir, has been in the forefront to make sure that the preparations are done up to maximum, together with also the Ministry of Interior, to make sure that there is adequate security and people are able to move from one field to another without any interruptions. And therefore, I think I want to laud them, both the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Transport, and Sports, Ministry of Sports, led by Honorable Murkomen, which has also been instrumental to make sure that the fields are well prepared, and together with the county government of Mombasa for these preparations to make sure that the town is clean, there is adequate security, and there is going to be adequate movements without any interruptions from one field to another, so that participants can enjoy in participating in these games.
All right, Honorable Dagala, for the National Assembly and the Senate, this is where the two houses now come together and form the various teams out, and train together. What has been the preparation for Bunge, Team Bunge, or as it is known in Kenya? There is Bunge FC, Bunge Volleyball, and all that.
Yes, our teams are very ready. We have various captains for every discipline. Since our parliament is bicameral, we have if we have like netball, we have a captain in main parliament, then there another captain in Senate. The same to all disciplines. So we work together as a team, practicing. We all practice at the same time. Each discipline has its own members and their own WhatsApp group where they communicate about training and so forth. So we are really prepared. All the teams, all our Bunge teams are very ready for these games. And keeping in mind, we are the host. So we are very much ready to welcome all other East African countries, the member countries. We are welcoming them to Kenya, and mostly this is Mombasa. They are welcome to one of our tourist destinations where we have all the white sands, beaches, and everything. We want them. We are welcoming them. We are very much ready for them. We are welcoming them to enjoy our cuisines, to enjoy our country. They are even free to come to Nairobi here, where we have in Africa or in the whole world, where we have a national park in the capital city.
Well, Mheshimiwa, you could just give us, for example, what the conversations that you have around training and, some of the things that, they want to achieve and perform better. We know last year, Uganda, they were the overall champions, and what Kenya would like to, provide a winning team, given that they are the hosts. Kucheza kwao ndio watunzwe na watuzwe.
You are right. Our teams are very much prepared. When we come to Bunge FC, that's the football team, and Otienda Molo and others, it is very much intact, and we know we shall take that cup football, the football men's cup. When it comes to like the one I'm the captain netball, we are optimistic. My team is very much prepared. We normally have opposition and a lot of strict competition from Uganda and Tanzania. This time we know, as they come to Kenya, they should know we are very much prepared. My team is very strong. We are ready for them.
Okay.
We are ready for them. And keeping in mind, these games are not actually a do or die. When I told you it is for strengthening, deepening, and widening our relationship. So, and keeping in mind, members of parliament are elderly people. We have very few who are youth members, but most of our teams members are elderly people. So I may not jump the way an 18-year-old can jump. But all in all, we are very ready. We are very much prepared.
Okay.
To scoop all. In fact, every discipline we may, the cup will remain here in Kenya.
Okay. Now, maybe we could just get a little bit of the introduction of Bunge netball team. You could just, give us some of the names of your team that you're going to captain in Mombasa starting Saturday.
I have a very strong team. I have, like in the Senate, I have Betty Siengo, my co-captain. I have Beatrice Ogola, and we have Irene Mayaka. We have the woman rep for Migori. We call her Full Network, Fatuma. I have Mary Mase. She plays center. And she's very good at passes. And I have the woman rep for West Pokot. She's also a very good scorer. I have several, and in the defense, I'm there. I'm the goalkeeper.
Yes.
I keep the goal so that no ball, our opponents will not be able to score. So they have to be ready for me, and the way my body is,
Uko chonjo.
Niko chonjo. I'll ensure none of them, and we are really ready for Uganda and Tanzania. This time, you know, the Speaker of Tanzania, she's tall, and I'll be keeping the goalkeeper. I'll be the goalkeeper. I'll ensure that I intimidate her with my body, keeping in mind she's slim and tall, but her tallness also will intimidate me. Uganda, they are literally good, and they have big-bodied ladies like the scorer. She's a huge lady, but we shall manage them. We have monitored, we now know the tricks, and right now we have a new coach. She's doing a good job.
Very well. Well, and so there you can see already that the enthusiasm for the games is there. We know our parliamentarians, they've got very long sessions. I know they'll be they're sitting this afternoon all day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, and then on Saturday they will be in Mombasa for the opening ceremony. Dr. Pukosa, let's talk about, Bunge FC. It's very interesting that we have a former Harambee Stars striker in that team. For the older generation, they would know him as Thomas Omboko, but now he goes as Omboko Milemba, and the constituency that Mheshimiwa comes from, that's the MP for Emuhaya. Dr.
Thank you. You know, our Bunge Sports is led by Engineer Kawaya, together with the Senator Mungatana as the overall chairs. So you have a representative from the Senate and the National Assembly. And we have several teams. As I put it, we have the Bunge football team, which is captained by Honorable Otiende Amolo as the captain. And you have other players who have been playing for the national team, like Thomas Omboko, now Omboko Milemba, who plays at the front. Although now, with the age, things change, you put on some bit of weight. So we have several of our good players who will be able to play. Even Dan Wanyama plays also in the defense. David Ocheng plays in the front. And also the member for Honorable Mohammed Ali plays also in the wings. So we have a good team. Even the member for Embakasi South, used to play also for national team. Yes, so Honorable Mawade.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's also playing in the striking team. So we have a good team that is playing. What we've done is that in the last games which we held in Rwanda, Honorable Engineer Kawaya, he's an electrical engineer. He introduced an app where it is only members of parliament that registers in. We are able to make sure that nobody else plays unless you are a member of parliament. So using this app, we have we enter all the members from the member countries into the app so that your face and features will be able to be captured there. So there is no team that will bring somebody who is not a member, because in the past, you will find that in the past countries used, and this was very fond, Uganda used to do this.
And South Sudan.
And South Sudan.
Yes.
Where you find you have generals who are in the military coming to play, or you have players who are in the national team coming to play.
So they easily win basketball.
And they easily win basketball, they easily win football. Yeah, because you are bringing in people who are not who are in the national team and not members of parliament. Now it is strict for all these games, members of parliament against members of parliament. So that makes it that the competition is now equal. It's on equal footing. We've levelized using this app introduced by our chair, Honorable Engineer Kawaya, the member for Mwala.
For Mwala, actually, yes. For those of you who are wondering where the Kawaya, in this country, you pick up a nickname and if you don't use it, you will not get elected.
It's called Honorable Vincent Musyoka, a.k.a. Kawaya.
And he's an electrical engineer. Kazi yake ni ya waya.
Yes. He's actually a first-class electrical engineer from the University of Nairobi. So he's done that app, and this app has actually helped our sporting, so that even for us, myself and Honorable and the member and the senator for Makueni, we are members of the disciplinary committee. where cases of discipline are brought before us so that we can be able to look at it. I'm also the medical doctor for our teams. I'm the head of the medical team. So within the disciplinary, in the last disciplinary committee meeting, we had less cases of disciplinary cases because for fielding of ineligible players because of this app. So it is going to actually revolutionize the game so that you have less disciplinary cases, you have less complaints. Now there is no complaint of somebody fielding in ineligible player. Maybe you can have complaints of indiscipline, maybe in the game, or you're playing not creating disturbance and that kind of thing. But on matters of ineligible players, I think we're doing away with it.
I'm trying to imagine a referee saying, Mheshimiwa, order.
No, the players in the field are just playing like any other. We are subjected to all the rules of
the
games, whether volleyball, football, netball, basketball. We also have tug of war.
Yes.
Yeah, there are 8 games. We have also tug of war, where the muscular guys now. I think Honorable Adagala is also in the tug of war.
In the first term,
yes.
In the first term, I was in tug of war, and I left. Is when this new term, this second term is when I became the captain for netball. I left tug of war, but
initially she was one of those strong ones.
Yes, keeping in mind I eat Usuma and Mrenda. The strength is there. But if called upon, you know, sometimes you can get there. There are cases, maybe Dactaria may be handling sick cases. We are called upon as a team. We are a team Kenya. If you are called upon to go and do that, pull the tug of war, I'm ready, I'll have to be there. Like in Burundi, we went there and there was we didn't have people to run the 800 meters. I had to do it with another former senator, nomination senator from Kericho. We had to go.
I also had to play football in Uganda because our team was not sufficient.
Yes, you know, sometimes injuries. With injuries.
As a footballer.
And yes, we like also volleyball, captained by Faith Gitao, and even basketball, captained by Mzige, the women rep in Haika Mziki. We normally work as a team. When there is a shortage in basketball, netball goes in. When there's a problem the other side, they come in. So we work like that as a team.
Okay.
Yes.
Very, very well, actually, because I'll be coming to the athletics team and the volleyball team, because the Department for for sports, the Honorable Dan Wanyama, played volleyball for Kenya. His son plays basketball for Kenya. But let's just think of, the tug of war. How do you then incorporate, because it can be a mixed gender event?
No, it's not a mixed gender event. It is women against women and men against men. You know, physiologically, we are not the same.
Yes.
So you can't have a man pulling a woman. That will be a violation. So you know. So what happens is you have a team of men on one side of the rope and another team on the other side, and you have a referee in the middle. So and then they'll be called into order, and they'll be able to start pulling, and whoever are pulled into that side, then they lose. We have a team of men, and we also have our team for women for the tug of war. And so far, I think we've been performing well. Last year, our women team was runners-up.
Yes.
In Rwanda. Then our men's team, I think we lost earlier. So you have some. Sudan, I think Sudan had huge guys, and Uganda, and so it's not, but it's a competition.
And keeping in mind, most of them are ex-army guys.
And military have been doing this type of war for quite a long time. So it's a new game to some of us, and but we've been doing well. We've tried.
Okay, volleyball. Just. You could tell us, about the volleyball team, because we say we are the best volleyball team in East Africa here. Actually, we even claim the African championship. You know, when it comes to women's volleyball, just about the volleyball team.
Volleyball is quite doing very well. It's being captained by Commissioner Faith Gitau, County MP Nyandarua, and they're doing very well. We are hopeful the cup will remain here in Kenya. It's one of our strong teams, so we expect them to bring us the trophy. Yeah. And
I think for men, we are the champions for the men.
And
yes.
even the men,
yes.
we want to retain the cup so that we are not snatched from our ground.
And since, yes, and we know that you have ring-fenced everything, so it's going to be quite tough. Let's talk about athletics, because, you know, Kenya's parliament, you know, it's not every time that you see an elected member of parliament representing a country at an Olympic Games. And Wesley Korir was one of represented Kenya in 2016. He's won. At Boston, we've got the Honorable Elijah Lagat, who's also won at Boston. So overall, the athletics team, where are we?
Athletics team is also, we are very hopeful. Dan Wanyama, we expect him to do well. The team, Engineer Kawaya is also...
Engineer Kawaya runs for the short races.
Yes, short races.
And he's doing very well.
And we have other members who are doing very well in it. When it comes to the women's side, we have women who run like, we normally call them swaras. They run like gazelles. That is Catherine Omanyo, Mary Emase. It's being captained by this Kasalu from Kitui.
Kasalu.
Yes. So we have sprinters, and even last time I saw Salasia did a good job in... Salasia did a very good job.
He tried.
Did a very good job.
He tried, although he disappeared somewhere in the middle there.
Was it in Sudan or where? But the heat.
No, in Sudan he tried to swim, but he almost drowned.
The heat was too much, and you know that kind of heat when you come from our region where we have a lot of rain like this. When you go to such a place like Sudan, it was quite terrible for most of our players, but we managed to survive with too much drinking of water, too much water. But those are some of the challenges. But Salasia is a good runner. There is this our Langata MP who
Felix Oduor Jalang.
Jalas is good in basketball. So we have a teams. Our teams are ready. We know we will be keeping in mind this is a home ground. Yeah. We will take most of the but on the spirit of the East African, we shall cheer all teams.
Okay.
Our people who will come to cheer, we want them to cheer every other team.
All right. Well, you see, we're getting to know, all about, what kind of skills that, our parliamentarians have. Honorable Dr. Pukose, just take us through the others. And in the teams, for example, we've got golf that's happening. We've got darts that's going to be, that is also going to be played.
Golf, the captain is Honorable Rindigiri Mugambi, the member for Buri. And our golf team actually won in the last...
now that you mention Honorable Mugambi, well, yes. Honorable Mugambi is a scratch golfer at Royal Nairobi, and he's played for them at the Easter tournament.
So for the last two tournaments, we've been winning.
Yes.
We won in Arusha, we won in Rwanda, and we also won in Sudan. So our golf team is actually, within the region, is the best.
It's the best.
We've been winning both at individual and also at group levels. So our golf team is quite good.
Who are the other golfers in the team?
I'm also a golfer, but because of my position now as a team doctor, then I have no time to play. But we have other golfers. We have even the member for Siaya, the senator for Siaya, Honorable Buru Odinga. Is a golfer.
Yeah,
we have,
and our youth.
We have Senator Methu. We have
Igana.
We have
Kasim from Kwale.
Kasim Tandasa. We have the member for Limuru, Engineer Kiragu is also a very good golfer.
Naomi
Then we have
Wako.
ladies. Mary Maingi is a very good golfer.
Naomi Wako.
Naomi Wako is also a good golfer. So we have our team is quite. I think it's one of the best within the region.
I know everyone will.
Then when it comes to darts, we
Actually,
have.
let me just finish with the golf.
Okay.
Where does the team practice at this point? Which club now?
Unfortunately, we practice from our individual clubs. I'm a member of Kitale Golf Club. You'll find that Kiragu, Limuru, others, various
Even
golf
railways
clubs.
here.
We have we have also the the railways club where others go there. So everybody goes to their. They go back to their regional golf
Where they are members.
where they are members. Yeah. But occasionally we do rotational where members organize. Like recently in Kitale Golf Club, we had the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Wetangula, hosting Wetangula tournament, which was held 2 weeks ago. We've had also others. My Senator Jasang has also hosted, and we have several. So members just organize themselves and they're able to host.
Very well. Let's move on to that.
That's that is basically one of the sports reserved for persons with disabilities. And for our case, we have the member of parliament for Westlands, the Honorable Tim Wanyonyi, being the captain for our darts team. Then we have other players both from the Senate and National Assembly. Among them, you have nominated member Bishop Jackson, who is a member.
MP for Tarbo.
Member for Tarbo,
yes.
the Honorable Janet Sitiene. And we have several members who are members of the DATS. So DATS is reserved for persons, is Bishop Jackson Koskei.
Yes.
So that is reserved for actually persons with disabilities, because in this tournament we felt that we should also be sensitive to make sure that people with disabilities are included in our sports, because they also have a right to participate. And one of the games that was reserved for them is darts.
Very well.
And our team has been winning. They've been winning the darts.
Quite, so very well, so you can hear it. Now, Honorable Dagala, one of the things that everyone, the parliamentarians will be there. What's the kind of community engagement that goes around these games? Knowing very well that, if we take our 200, 300 plus odd MPs, Tanzania bring theirs, Uganda bring theirs. I mean, they're from 9 countries. You'll probably be having, close to 1,000 parliamentarians all around. How do you engage with the locals? Anytime you go for the games?
Anytime you go for the games, the locals also benefit. The locals, most of them work in those hotels. They'll be paid. Some sell curio things. The others sell around the beaches. They sell merchandise. There will be a lot of customers to buy them. Some even don't know how to swim. The other people from the coast will teach them, and many other things. And they will even sample a lot of our food. They'll eat they'll take a lot of mnazi, juice. They'll eat.
And we also welcome them to come and cheer the various teams.
Yes.
As part of the cheering squad.
Cheering squad.
They are welcome.
Yeah.
When we went to South Sudan, we had the locals being very happy with our presence there. Initially, there were curfews. Those curfews were set aside, and we interacted with the locals up to very late hours.
Yes.
And locals came to the pitches to watch the games. So we want to also encourage our own locals that you are welcome to come to the pitches,
to cheer.
to the various football pitches, or volleyball or netball, whatever, to come and cheer and be part of the participating, so that this is where you will be able to interact with your members of parliament. Some of them you've only seen on television. You'll be able to interact with the members of parliament from foreign countries, and it's for all of us to come together as East Africans and bring our minds together, because as you heard the other day, His Excellency President Ruto, in the recently held leaders meeting for the East Africa, where he was elected the chair of the East Africa, he implored that let us come together as East Africans, yeah, so that this issue of boundaries should not be there. We should be able to have free movement of goods and services. People should be able to freely move between one East Africa country and the other. We are brothers, and therefore I think we want to encourage our people to really show that spirit of togetherness and come and participate as cheering our teams. And they are free to choose any team. You can cheer our Kenyan team, you can cheer our Ugandan team, you can cheer our Tanzanian team. These are East Africans coming together.
Watu wa Kwale, unajua watu wa Lungalunga mtashangilia wa Tanzania, hapana. Tuko team Kenya. Yes. So there you had it. You can go and watch them. So you said Honorable Selassie is in the athletics team. He's going to be at the Mbaraki. So if you want, kama umekuwa ukimuona tu kwa TV, fika Mbaraki. That's where it's going to be. Maybe you could just give us an update. We know Mbaraki had been closed for renovations. I think, so even Bandari have been playing their games at Kwale. What have you seen with the facilities when you've gone down to do an inspection to us?
Yes, there's the teams have been working day and night. You had a doctor here talking about the governor, the Minister of Interior, Transport and Sports working day and night. So we know the fields are very ready. Baraki will be used. The Aga Khan
Hall.
The Aga Khan
school, yes.
School, we shall use that. We are having several fields. KPA, we saw a whole team was in Mombasa from Bunge here, even the MD for KPA. They were busy inspecting those fields. The fields are very ready. We know the games are kicking on. And we appreciate our president, even after coming with the big chair seat from Arusha, he will be opening them officially, those games.
That is on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
And even I want to tell you, even the former wife to the former president of Tanzania plays netball. We normally play with her. So don't look at this.
The wife to Jakaya
Kikwete.
Yes.
She's a netballer.
Yes.
We play with them. So nobody should say that it's just for jokes. This is a serious thing. Yes.
And as we speak today, our members of parliament, the executive, is actually, they traveled yesterday. They are now in Mombasa to make sure that the last preparations are up to date. And we also have the executive from all the East African regions.
Yes.
They arrived yesterday. So they are in Mombasa today, and they have a program to make sure that preparations are up to date. So they'll be there the whole of this week. And myself and Honorable Adagala will be joining them. Myself, I'll join them on Wednesday, because tomorrow I have the Cabinet Secretary for Health appearing before Parliament for a breakfast meeting to discuss issues on Social Health Authority, where we want to explain to the members on what are the benefits that they are fileable, and answer members' questions so that we can have everybody in Kenya registered into the Social Health Insurance Fund, and or as named by the President, Taifa Care, so that our people can access health. So we'll have the Cabinet Secretary tomorrow in Parliament at 7 to 9 together with her team.
So there's a lot that takes care. You're going to lead the medical, you're leading the medical team.
Yes.
Just give us an overview of how you run around this. And just a quick one: where will the golf tournament be?
The golf tournament will be in the Mombasa Golf Course, which is it's called it's the Mombasa Golf Course.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Links Course, the one right next to the ocean.
Next to the ocean.
Yes, that one.
On the medical team, what we normally do is that it is a preparation that takes time. All the members of parliament and also our staff, the Kenyan team, are entitled to medical care. So normally we start by identifying which hospitals, if members fall sick, they'll be able to be attended to. So we are able to identify those hospitals, and we look at what kind of facilities they are offering, both in outpatient and the inpatient. And in terms of the investigations, what kind of equipment they have. Then in addition to that, we must make sure that there is a standby ambulance to be able to take members to that facility. And then the facility, how are members going to be attended to, so that they create a specific desk that when members fall sick, they are brought there, and you have somebody who will be able to attend to them, because the hospital services must also be able to continue.
Yes.
But at the same time, we must be able to also isolate the members so that they are able to be attended to. Then we look at within, and we communicate this information to all our East African countries. This is the kind of facilities we have. And in these facilities, what are the modes of even payments? Can you pay cash, or what kind of insurance, and what kind of insurance is covered within your country? Then from there, we will also set up a small clinic within our various facilities, within the hotels. In this clinic, we are able to offer small ailments for tissue injuries. You have somebody who has gone to play and maybe has a sprain, not a serious injury, or just a trauma to the skin that can be attended to. Maybe somebody has some just general pain. And we also have our teams for reflexology there. We have our teams for massage.
Easy English. Reflexology.
Reflexology is
the doctor. I've just woken up a doctor. Not just
reflexology is a service where they are able to do some massaging in your limbs, lower legs, and even hands. Yeah, to make sure that there is proper flow of blood, there is nerves are properly taken care of. And then we have also massage, which will be able to be done there. And we'll be able to offer, can you give some analgesics, painkillers? If somebody has maybe a small scratch, can be done tracing. Stomach problems. Maybe somebody's even just cough, small cough, allergy, and that kind, so that we can be able to give some ailments for that. And then that one, we normally set it closest to where you have majority of the members staying, so that there are cases that do not require you to go and see a doctor, that can be handled at that level. So at that time, I'm around and to make sure that we are able to, and my team, to be able to provide those services to our members. And even for now that we are hosts, we've told the incoming countries, because maybe a country is not able to set up such a kind of infrastructure. We've told them, should you feel you need some of these services, we can also, in the Brotherhood of East Africa, we'll also be able to offer you. You just walk into our clinic and we'll be able to take care of you.
Very, very well. Honorable Dagala, let me just come to this, because we've seen in the previous editions of the Games, people who work within the Parliamentary Service Commission, employees, those who are employed by Parliament, say Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. What ways do you want to engage them? Because you are there with them from, all year through. Even when you take recesses, we know that you do a lot of work at committees level. So you involve them. Are we going to see them involved? For example, I know last year some were involved.
Yes, our staff, we train with them every morning too. So most of them we shall have them in Mombasa. We can arrange, they normally arrange staff to staff games. That is normally netball and maybe football.
And also athletics.
And athletics. So they will participate there. We will not leave them behind. We are going to go with them, and they will be participating.
And yes, very well, which is something that is great. Now looking at it overall, it's going to be, about 12, 13 days, almost 2 weeks of these competitions, running all the way to the 17th. Just looking at, how you spread out these games, what other activities will you be engaged with, besides the games, with the people out there, such that, everyone feels that the parliamentarians, there is a feeling of representation that comes through.
When you go for such games, you may think that there's free time. There's no free time. You know, when this team is playing, the other members are training. When they are not training, they are cheering these other teams. So we are always busy like bees, and we will not have any time for leisure, other things here and there. No, we are on serious issues. The rules of the games, I hope you know that. We are going to be very serious. When we are not playing, we are in training. When we are not training, we are cheering the other teams. So that's exactly those days we shall be in Mombasa are going to be very busy. And keeping in mind, the members are also having other sports taking place in their constituencies and the counties. Like me, I'm having a basketball tournament, which is running from 21st. The finals will be on 22nd. So that is 3 by 3. And teams are coming all the way from even Mombasa.
Where is the tournament going to be?
It will be in Shalom, Mbale.
Okay.
Mbale, the headquarters of Vihiga County. So we are busy like bees. People may look at MPs just idling in Mombasa. No. We are busy. We are busy in games that side. We are busy coordinating things in our constituencies and our counties. So from there, we shall go for these finals in our counties and in our constituencies. These members of parliament are working day and night. In fact, if you can follow the life of an elected member of parliament, you will not believe it. He is a doctor. He has to do his work. He has to do the work of the constituency. He has to take care of my medical needs when we are in Mombasa. So I'm telling you.
And if they have disciplinary cases,
yes.
you are launching disciplinary matters before the disciplinary committee.
And
we are prosecuting it. So
if I will put my team, maybe I feel that the team that we'll be playing with will go and complain. Instead of him treating people, they'll be busy settling the disputes. So it's
a very busy
busy day. Maybe the closing day, maybe it's when the dinner will be done for all of us.
And you have, we've invited dancers, local dancers from there.
Yes.
To culture so that we can showcase our own culture as a country from the various dancers from our region. Yeah, so that, because that's what happens when we go to these other countries. They showcase what they have, and we shall also be showcasing what we have.
Well, Saturday is the opening ceremony. Just give us just an overview of the plan for that day.
Normally, when it is an opening ceremony, you have the bands, our local band, which will be the local police doing the band. You have various teams marching before the chief guest, so that we are showcasing what each country is showcasing their team. Then once that is, we've gone round and we are finished, then we'll have the speech from the host speaker, and also inviting the chief guest to make his speech. Then from there, we can have the opening tournament. Normally, we open with the football between the host country and the country that won the last tournament. So that is what happens for that day.
Okay, so there you have it. So the opening game at and it's all going to be at the Mbaraki Sport.
Yes, yes.
Well, I can imagine that Mbaraki is going to be really, really, really packed with that football program scheduled for Saturday.
So we'll be playing against Uganda. You know, Uganda are the defending champions.
Yes.
And we are the hosts.
Well, okay, and let's see if Uganda can do that, because the Ugandan football delegation is led by the FUFA president. The FA president is a member of that delegation. So let's see
what you can't intimidate us with that. We have also strong footballers. We have Otenda Moro. We have
Umbogo
Milemba. We have our
Aaron Cheriot,
Yes.
We have a strong
Muhammad
Ali.
Yes.
So they will not intimidate us.
David Ocheng.
David Ocheng. We are going to thrash them, by the way.
Ugandans, you have already been warned, and you can see that the hype is already there. Thank you very much, the Honorable Dr. Robert Pukose. He's the member of the National Assembly representing Endebess constituency, and also his colleague from the National Assembly, the County MP for Vihiga County, the Honorable Beatrice Adagala. It's all about the EAC Interparliamentary Games. So thank you very much, Waheshimiwa. Saturday, tutakuwa hapo.
Asante.
You just know that KBC is going to, we are a part of Parliament, so we will have to make sure that the games are covered effectively.
You're the best.
Thank you.
KBC is the best.
KBC is the best. We love you.
Asante sana. Well, we'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, let's talk about athletics. The youth camps are here with us. Barnaba Korir is going to be joining us on set.